had the great opportunity to tour the Warm Studios down at the Warm Audio headquarters in Austin, Texas. And it was awesome. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who know me, know that I'm a huge fan of Warm Audio. That is pretty much all the analog gear that I have, is I purchased it from Warm Audio, and I'm in love with all of it. So when I recently had a trip planned to Texas, Austin was on the list of cities to stop at, and I figured I'd hit up Warm Audio and see if I could get in and take a look at their new studios. And lucky enough, Dante and Benjamin, thank you for the hookup. They got me in the door and they spent some serious time with me, showing me the studio and, just talking shop. And I had a blast doing it. And if you're someone who's maybe new to analog gear and not familiar with Warm Audio, I've done a bunch of videos on my channel about the gear that I own. And if you go watch those videos and you're interested in purchasing some Warm Audio gear, down below I have links to the actual gear that I use in my studio. And if you make a purchase through one of those links, it actually helps support the channel as well. But if you don't want to buy anything, like this video and subscribe to the channel, I appreciate that very much. And just to be clear, Warm Studios is a functioning studio that you can actually book time at. I'm going to put a link down below to their website. Also on their website, they have a spec sheet where you can see all of the nitty-gritty that I'm not going to necessarily go over in this video. So like I said, the Warm Audio headquarters, which is where Warm Studios is located, is in Austin, Texas. And let me tell you, these two studios are beautiful. When I first got there and we got done talking shop for a while, they showed me Studio B to begin with. Studio B is made up of two rooms. It has the tracking room and then it has the control room. The tracking room is approximately 155 square feet. It's not huge, but it's plenty big enough if you're looking to do vocals or some acoustic guitar. You can even do a drum set in there if you want to. And I'm sure you could even put some string instrument players in there as well. It is a lovely, inviting, great sounding room. So then moving over to the control room of Studio B, it is an intimate, well thought out control room. It is the smaller of the two studios, but it definitely doesn't feel as small as you might think. The control room in Studio B is a little over 210 square feet. And believe it or not, it is chock full of beautiful Warm Audio gear. And they've got some other goodies in there, such as event opals for monitoring, along with some ATC SC-M50 monitors. They've also got a 48-channel SSL console, and they're rocking Pro Tools. One thing that's cool about Warm Studios is they had a couple chill spots. One of them is located right between Studio B and Studio A. They got a rad sign in there and a comfy couch that you can chill on if you're trying to get away from maybe your bandmates or you just need a moment to breathe and work on your lines. So Studio A, this one is the showstopper. This is the one that I've seen photos online about and videos, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You walk in and it's so big and open, you could spend all day in there and not want to leave once. There's a ton of space in the back of the room, comfortable couches if you're wanting to fire off some emails or work on your lines or just sit back and relax and listen to the hard work that you've put in. It also has a lovely plant vibe too, which I'm a big fan of. So again, you'll probably be amazed to hear that they have a bunch of awesome Warm Audio gear in Studio A's control room. And along with that, they have the same 48-channel SSL console that is found in Studio B. And they have ATC monitors in here as well, but they are the SC-M200s. And boy, oh boy, do they sound amazing. And they also have a pair of Focal Trios that are on these stands that when they're needed, they rise up, and when they're not, they lower out of the way, which is cool. It's a cool party trick. So as you're sitting in the control room of Studio A, you're looking out at the main room. And the way they have the glass set up is obviously it's angled, but the glass that's closest to you in the control room is actually smaller than the one that's closer to the main room. And that basically, if you think about it, if you have the same size glass, you're losing a lot of peripheral. So they actually made the second one wider so you can see more of the main room, which is huge when you're trying to stay in line of sight. So some quick specs on Studio A. As I was talking about, the control room feels so big. It's over 700 square feet. And that window I was talking about, it's 14 feet wide. And the main room I'm about to talk about is almost 1,100 square feet. And it's 25-foot tall ceilings. The two booths I'm gonna talk about are about 150 square feet and 120 square feet. So speaking of the main room, it is awesome. Super tall ceilings, beautifully finished, and you can find a killer DW kit in there, a plethora of awesome guitars, and a handful of rad amps. And one more thing you can find in the main room is a Hammond B3 organ with a Leslie. I just loved hanging out in this room because it just has such a vibe to it. It has a vibe that makes you want to create. This room to me was very inspirational. Alongside the main room, they also have two booths. In one of the booths, they had a Yamaha, I believe it's called a semi-grand piano. And then the other one was empty at the time, but you can use it for, guitar cabs, anything else you need. And maybe my favorite part about the main room on Studio A was the upstairs loft. There was an awesome spiral staircase that took you up there, and there was a lounge hangout area. And it isn't just a cool little spot to hang out, they actually will throw mics up there to kind of help get a more big room sound when tracking. I just thought that was such a cool little addition to the main room. And of course, because it is a functional world-class studio, they had microphone lockers full of awesome microphones. Believe it or not, full of Warm Audio microphones. But they also have a lot of the classics that you might find in other world-class studios. The place was just set up to rock and roll right off the bat. You could show up with a band and use the stuff they have in-house and you will get a great sounding product. I have to say, being at Warm Studios was just such a treat. I cannot thank Dante and Benjamin enough. Since the pandemic, I've not had the opportunity to go to a lot of professional studios. I've just had my own home studio to kind of get my creative juices going. But being there just ignited that passion that I haven't felt for a while when it comes to like a commercial recording space. For the most part, I miss recording my band there at professional studios or maybe session work, things like that. Just being in that big, fancy creative space, being at Warm Studios kind of reignited that a bit. So that was an unexpected surprise that happened to me. I did not want to leave, but I had to get on with my trip. Again, if you're interested at tracking at Warm Studios, down below I have a link to their website where you can book time, you can check out what the full list of their specs, what gear they're working with, all the kind of stuff that I maybe did not go over in this video. Obviously when I'm talking about their control rooms, I'm saying there's lots of great Warm Audio gear in there. On their website, they actually have what they have in each studio. So again, shout out to Warm Audio and Warm Studios for letting me come in and check out the space, and thank you for making great gear that has taught me a lot over the last few years. Benjamin and Dante, thank you so much for your time, and everybody for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe and check out the links below. And until next time, see you later.